Hi everyone, I'm Diego and I'm the map designer for Summit.
And I'm Erika. I'm on the game analysis team known as GAT. Our team consists of former pros and high-ranked players where our skill is the most crucial thing in testing the game at the highest level of play.
Summit's layout isn't too different from what you're used to, so you can rely on your game knowledge and intuition to learn the map pretty quickly. However, what's unique about Summit is this new door mechanism we've introduced that allows for more creative and strategic plays. So here we are at the entrance to A main, and I just wanted to show a couple angles when you first enter the space as an attacker. So here you've got like a little jump up to get a neat little off angle and someone who might be trying to peek A main as a defender. You know, it's pretty easy to just throw like an omen blind here or something and just grab the space. Just be aware you won't have it for, the site, because the site's pretty close to the entrance to main here. This is a pretty good smoke to just kind of deny people from peeking the quad stack here. You get to isolate just the left side, or maybe, if they're in the smoke, you can send a Sova drone or a Sky Dog just to clear it and you keep going. Another thing you can do, of course, is you smoke the doorway where the door is and you shoot it. So the door has 125 HP. Once it's closed for the rest of the round, and so now you don't have to worry about that.
Even with the door down, it doesn't mean the round's done yet. Certain agents allow for utility through the little window. Before that window was there, defender retakes felt a little stuffed. When we added the window, suddenly a lot more agents on our roster became viable. It just added a lot more depth to this area.
Yeah, again, another reason why the door is, seems simple at first, but it might have more layers to it than you think. Oh, and if you time it just right, the doors are lethal. And that includes if you're in your role or reign to dismiss. The same idea applies to mid. It's chaotic, almost a bloodbath, but it's crucial for map control. There's gonna be some fights here that you'll notice right off the bat. You turn this corner around this box and boom.
This is the fight I tell myself I can win, and then I peek it and I die.
And you peek it and you die, yeah. But as you come into mid, you'll notice it's pretty open. We want to make sure that as an attacker, we want you to think a little bit more methodically about how you're taking this space and when and where you want to use your smoke. So yeah, we're here at the entrance to B. The angles here are a little bit more medium to close range. We've got this little jump up here to help break some defender crosshairs, just so that attackers have a little bit more optionality in terms of how they want to peek the initial fight. You both swing at the same time. Maybe the omen smokes heaven here, right?
Yeah, the jump up was huge. Suddenly approaching this B main angle became a lot more viable for attackers.
We wanted the map to be a little bit more approachable, but have this really interesting sight mechanic. You can use your intuition from what you've learned on previous maps and really focus on, how we're going to use the door. Do I want to leave it open and get up there and, try to play aggressively to stop the retakes? Or do we want to close it and hole up and fortify ourselves on the site?
120.
So my favorite part of Summit's actually this cave area. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this in Valorant so far, where we actually bend the map around instead of having sharp geometric angles. This feels a lot more natural to the space. It's dicey to get caught out in the open here, but I just think it opens up the map so much to different agents. It's new, it's unique. I don't know, I like playing in this area.
One of my favorite parts of the map is honestly the trophy room. You have all these super cool statues of all the masters of the academy, and you've got some cute little pictures. Like here's ISO when he was younger with a trophy. He's been killing it since day one. On defender spawn, the water has accurate reflections. We have these new shaders that we put in for the roofs and that move as you move. We got these little guys actually.
I love the little guys.
The little guys. Yeah. You can break them.
I'm a big little guy enjoyer. I love finding a new one in a playtest when I hadn't seen it before. Like that one! I didn't know that guy was there. Oh my god.
My name is Daniel McGowan, and I'm the Environment Art Director for the maps. Being globally authentic is a core value in working on the Val team. So when we knew this map was going to be based in China, 4 of us actually went there to experience it firsthand to make sure we could capture its beauty and absorb the culture. We spent 11 days in Shanghai, Suzhou, Wuzhen, and the Zhanzhanjia Mountains, where we saw the majesty and even got to hike to the top. We got to see firsthand how massive these mountains truly are. And in order to capture as much cultural authenticity as possible, we hired an architect who spent several days with us, guiding us through everything that we encountered. One of the fun things that we learned while visiting the gardens in Suzhou and Uzhen was that traditional Chinese bridges are designed in a zigzag pattern rather than a straight line, because in Chinese folklore, this is said to deter zombies that can only travel in straight paths. We incorporated this concept into Summit by building an angled bridge in the Defender's Spawn inspired by that same tradition. Another example is the window designs, with intricate patterns meant to resemble cracked ice, which is a symbol of winter ending, and that transition into spring represents renewal and hope. Our design was to make the map feel authentic to Chinese players who would recognize a lot of these subtle details. My favorite part of the map would either be the Tianji Mountains that we have in the vista behind Attacker Spawn, or they would be the gymnasium on B site that allows players to interact, activate it, and then watch a holographic version of Jet and Sage practicing their abilities. Summit is deeply tied to Sage's past and present. Before it became the Radiant Training Academy, Summit was a tiny village that supported a mountaintop training monastery where Sage trained and mastered her powers. If you check out her room, you'll notice small personal effects woven throughout the space. And in the headmaster's office, you can see a representation of Sage's skill progression through a series of teapots. Early in her training, Sage learned to craft teapots as a way to develop precision and control. You'll see 5 teapots displayed, each representing a different stage of her journey and her steady mastery of her abilities. Now she's returned after pushing herself beyond her limits to keep her teammates alive. Constant battles against Viper from Omega Earth have forced Sage to overuse her abilities, taking a serious physical toll, as you can see from the Radianite crystals that have formed on her skin. In the Summit Hall, you can find a hologram of her body that highlights those crystals, offering in a closer look into what she's going through. By returning to Summit, she hopes that through further study and reattuning her powers to the natural radianite of the surrounding mountains, it'll prevent her from crystallizing completely. There's a lot more nods to Sage throughout the map, so feel free to explore and let us know what you find.